Coming up next in the show, in the Better Homes section, I'm going to be showing you about pressure washers and covering 3 tips for getting the most out of yours. And I bet you probably haven't thought of all of them, so let's go and let me show you what I mean. My first tip is to outfit your hoses and such with a quick release fitting. I really like the all metal ones. They work really well. Then turn on the water, and without the tip in place, without the angled pressure producing tip, just let the water flow. That fills the pump with water, but it also makes sure there's no sediment that would clog the nozzle. Clogged nozzles can be a real pain, and once you do the purging, you won't have to worry about that. Tip number 2 is to be really careful when you're washing a surface that matters and you've never really washed it before. The reason being is that pressure washers can leave marks behind on surfaces, squiggly marks because of the way you move the wand, and they won't become apparent until the surface dries. Now in this case, I'm just washing off an old manure spreader, so if I leave squiggly marks behind on the tires, it doesn't really matter, but look at that. If that was your deck or your walkway or anything you like, you wouldn't be too pleased. So this next tip, the third tip, has to do with winterizing your pressure washer, because unless you can store these things indoors during winter, water's going to remain in the pump and it will freeze and crack during winter, and you definitely don't want to have that happen. Pumps are notoriously difficult to drain. They don't usually come with a drain plug or anything, so you need to displace the water with something that won't freeze. And in this case, I'm using non-toxic plumbing antifreeze. I've got a funnel rigged up with a hose that attaches to what's normally the water inlet port. So you fill up the funnel, let it flow in. This alone is not enough, though. You need to actually pull the starter cord. You'd have the ignition switch off, of course, because you don't want the thing to start, but pulling the cord will encourage circulation of the antifreeze through the system, and you just do this a few times until you can start seeing some pink antifreeze coming through. Once that's done, you know you won't have any trouble with your pump cracking over winter as you store your washer outside.